A very good evening to respected faculty and staff members and Giant Manager, the convener of IEDC committee faculty and all my dear friends. On the behalf of IEDC committee, I would like to welcome you all to the original Smart FMT Hackathon 2022. Now, I would like to hand over the lead to our coordinator, Suhana Shaikh.
Thank you, Alina, for such a wonderful introduction. We'll start with the program. Fatima, would you like please share the screen?
Yeah. Is my screen visible?
Yes. Just go in the presentation mode.
Should I start?
Yes, yes.
Yes. Okay. Good evening, everyone. I am Suhana, Shaikh from third year EXTC. I and Fatima welcome you all for today's orientation program on Smart FMT Hackathon 2020, which is organized by IDC Committee. Before starting with the actual presentation, let us have a look at the contents we are going to go through the overall presentation. Fatima, next slide, please. Initially, we're going to have a look at what is Hackathon, the overall overview of Hackathon. Later on, we are going to see the Smart India Hackathon 2K 2020. We are going to have a look at the timeline of Hackathon. Later, we are going to make an announcement of Smart FMT Hackathon 2K 2020, which is an internal hackathon organized by IITC. How to participate in hackathon, the problem statement we will be facing in the hackathon, and why to participate in the hackathon. Later on, we'll sum up overall presentation and we'll have a question and answer session where you can ask your queries, doubts related to the overall presentation, the overall hackathon, etc. So before going to the next slide, I would like to ask everyone a question. Have you ever heard about what is hackathon? Have you ever heard
No.
about what is hackathon? Okay.
Yes.
So let's yes, so you can just tell me if do you know anything about hackathon? What is a hackathon? Have you ever participated in such kind of hackathon?
I haven't participated, but I have heard it on YouTube in some videos.
Okay. So let's just have a look at what is hackathon. Fatima, next slide, please. Yeah, everybody can clearly listen to me. Just unmute yourself and answer to this.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So basically, what is an hackathon? And hackathon is a code-based, or you can say a social coding event. Now, let me put this in a very easy language in front of you. Basically, you are going to be given a problem statement. Various industries, various companies come with their problem statement or a real-life problem statement. Now, there are different types of hackathon. If a hackathon is being arranged at a very basic level, the institute is going to give you any kind of problem statement, or it is going to go in an upper level. Like if company is arranging an hackathon, then they're going to give you a real life problem statement. Now, after getting the problem statement, you have to generate an idea to come up with a solution on that particular problem statement. You have to form a team. Now, your team should consist of people who are good programmers and people who have interest in the same domain. Because there are various aspects you have to work on, like the front ending, the back ending, the SQL, the data structure. For example, various problem statements. I would like to give you an example to create a community platform for rural people and a pool of professions to share the respective problems and solutions. Or you can, or there was a problem statement that you have to make an app which is going to compare between the price rate of a product between Misho and Flipkart or various other shopping apps. So these kinds of problem statements are already given to you. Accordingly, you have to form a team depending upon the problem statements. How your team members can tackle such kind of problem statement. Your team should be a good mixture of these people who can deal with this stuff. Web development stuff, then the backend stuff, the SQL data structure, and the UI UX design overall. After this information, the hackathon or the organizers or hackathon are going to give you the workplace where you have the tools, you have the data, the studios you're going to require to implement your ideas, to work with your etc etc. Now, in various hackathons, last for 2 to 3 days, where people have free access to food, then free stays. You have to stay there, you have to work day and night, you get a chance to meet people, to interact with new people, to learn some new technologies, or you can just have a experience of what does an actual hackathon look like. It's basically working with a real life problem. You're dealing with a real life problem. You're getting that experience of how you can deal with a real life problem, how your team members can tackle a problem. After you're done working, usually these hackathons last for 2 to 3 days. Continue of your project implementations, your ideologies, and your out-of-box thinking is needed in the such kinds of hackathons. Then prototyping creation, and finally you have to give a presentations. Now there are always some groups, as this a hackathon is a competitive program, people from various fields come here together, and they have to give their own ideas on that specific problem statement. After that, you have to give a
Your voice is
presentation to the
breaking.
organizers of the hackathon. Okay, just a minute. Is it clear now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, is it clear?
Ma'am, Anita.
Still breaking.
Okay. Is it clear now? Or is it breaking?
Ah, yes, ma'am.
Is it clear now?
Yes, clear.
Hello? Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So shall I? Okay, shall I continue?
Continue,
Okay.
continue.
Yes.
So, yes. Okay, so after the prototyping and creation, you have to give a presentation to the organizers of the hackathon. Now, your presentations, how you're putting forth your idea, how you have worked on the overall problem statements, what conclusions have you drawn, how your team members have arranged, or you can say how your team members have, deal with different aspects of that problem statement, and how you came up with a solution. So at the last, there is a presentation. You have to give a small a presentation, then you will be selected, and you're sent to the further rounds. Now everybody has everybody been clear with what is a hackathon, or there are any other doubts related to it? If there are any doubts, you can just unmute yourself and ask me. I'll clear it now itself. Yes, anybody? Okay, so shall we move to the next slide?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now that we have known, what is an hackathon actually, we'll just move to the next slide and have a look at what is Smart India Hackathon to 2020. Fatima, next slide, please. Okay. Has anybody of you heard about Smart India Hackathon 2020? Or do you have any read about it, have an idea about it? Anybody of you can just unmute yourself and answer, or you can just put your views in the chat box. Okay. Okay. So what is a Smart India Hackathon? It is a national-wide initiative to provide students with a platform to solve some of the pressing problems. Now, companies, industries, institutes from all over India are going to come in this Smart India Hackathon to 2020 and give their particular problem statement. Companies are going to give their real life problem statements, institutional level problem statements. Various other problem statements will be given in this Smart India Hackathon. We are going to share with you the link of Smart India Hackathon. You can just go there, have a look at various problem statements. The industries or the companies have stated how much amount of teams from all over India have submitted their solutions on that particular problem statement, or there are some problem statement where none of anyone have submitted any solutions, so you can work on it. We are going to share that link in the chat box. Okay, so a Smart India Hackathon is a way to inculcate a culture of product innovation and a mindset of problem solving. It is the main motto, or the main the main intention of this Smart India Hackathon is to collect members or to collect expert students in this domain, and force them to do an out of box thinking in young minds, because we are the young generation of India. We are going to take up India to a next level. And if we at such a stage, at such an engineering stage, on in the third year or second year, if we are working on an actual um, real life problem, what is better than that? I guess nothing is better than that. So that's the main motto of Smart India Hackathon, to bring people from all over India, give them a particular problem statement, have their innovative ideas, work with them, teach them what is actually needed on field, and give them an experience of the national level hackathon. Now that we have known, we are going to also share a link in the chat box where you can just have a look about the rules, the regulations, the guidelines of Smart India Hackathon 2020. Now that we have known what is Smart India Hackathon, let's just have a look at the timeline of Hackathon. Fatima, next slide please. Okay, so basically, as I have explained you before, companies gives you a particular problem statement, and then these are sent to the educational institutions. That is the main stepping stone. Internal hackathons. Before going to such kind of national level hackathons, it is important that a student should have been participated in an inter-college hackathon, and for that very reason, FMT is going to organize and Smart FMT Hackathon 2020, so that all of us get a chance to work and to and to participate in a Smart FMT Hackathon or an inter-college hackathon, gain the experience which is required to work or to compete in such kinds of hackathon, and then we all are going to get a great and amazing opportunity of representing our college to the national level is Smart India Hackathon. I think nothing is greater than just representing your college at a national level. So as you can see in the slide, it is given to the educational system. You're getting to go in the internal hackathon. You have been selected in the hackathon. Then you're going to go to final stage at the national stage. And luckily, you're coming out with amazing solution. You're coming out with really good solutions. You're going to win that hackathon. You're going to receive fundings or entities, and you can actually implement that solution in real life. So basically, that is not necessary that you should be doing a program. I think participating in such kind of hackathons is going to give you a lot experience. It is going to add up to your resume, because representing your college as a national level is just a good feeling. I guess I guess I can convey to all of you that representing your college at a national level, nothing is better than that. So that is the basic timeline of hackathon, and that is why FMT is going to organize an internal hackathon. Now, what is this internal hackathon? How you can participate in this hackathon? Why, as a particular engineering student, should you participate in such kind of hackathon? The registration processes, etc., will be shared by Fatima. So I'll further hand over the presentation to Fatima. Thank you all.
So hello everyone, am I audible?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
thank you,
Yes, ma'am.
Suhana. I'm not ma'am actually, I am student, so call me by my name. So thank you, Suhana, for such precise explanation. I hope you all have got idea about the Smart India Hackathon, right? Because only then we can move ahead. Uh, you all have got idea about Smart India Hackathon, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
So basically, the Smart FMT Hackathon is nothing but an internal hackathon. The main aim of this hackathon is to select those deserving candidates who can be sent for the Smart India Hackathon. Even if you're willing to take part into Smart India Hackathon, it is very necessary for you all to participate in the internal hackathon, because direct entries are not allowed, and you have to go through the process. So work hard, and if you get selected, then you will get chance to represent college at the Smart India Hackathon. So at total 15 teams will be selected for representing the college at the national level. 10 will be like the fixed, and 5 teams will be on the waiting list. Now we'll move next, like how to participate. So a detailed guideline will be shared with you later on, but
these are some of the most important rules that you have to follow. The very first one is that the team size should be of exactly 6 members, and it should contain at least one female member. Like, you cannot be all boys in the team. You have to have one female representative. And the competition basically will be of two types: the software edition as well as the hardware edition. So for software edition, just make sure you have a good ratio in your team of good programmers, because only then you will have an edge over others. Not everybody should be like very good at programming, but just make sure you have a good ratio of it. And the second one is the hardware edition. For hardware edition, you can be a good mix from different disciplines: mechanical, electrical. Whatever problem statement you will be working on, depending on that, the teams will be formed by you people. And lastly, I would like to say the registration link has already been like shared with you all. So try registering as early as possible, because the registrations are only open till 31st of March, 11 a.m. So just hurry up and get registered. So some of the problem statements that you might be working on, these are not the exact problem statements, but some example problem statements just to give you an idea regarding what things you will be working on. So the very first one is the AI-based chatbot to answer FAQs. I'm sure you all must have used this somewhere. Like nowadays, everything for answering all types of FAQs, there are chatbots. The second one is the bulk email and SMS service, weather forecast and its visualization using augmented reality, and portal to know about various national and international scholarships. Just a minute, are you all able to hear me clearly? Because there is a disturbance in my surroundings, so I wanted to know clear.
Yes, yes, Fatima.
Yeah,
Yes, you are
okay,
clear.
thank you.
Yes,
And
yes.
sorry for disturbance. So next, basically, why to participate? Now, as even Suhana told about this, that it is a very good opportunity for, like, it's a thing of pride for you guys to be able to represent your college at national level. Then winners will definitely get exciting prizes, but even if you don't win, you will have like the overall experience will be great for you all. You will get to learn a lot of things, and being able to represent at the national level is also a thing in itself. So even if you don't win, just being there is also, like, it also takes guts to be over there. So according to me, even if you don't win, still it's a kind of a win-win situation for you all. You win, you don't win, you're still going to be in the benefit, because not prizes, then knowledge will be something that you will gather definitely. And definitely it will add a lot to your resume, because it will highlight various points about you, like you are competitive, or you take part in extracurricular activities, you are open to challenges. So such kind of good remarks will be sent through you to the recruiter when this thing will be added to your resume. So as I told you, it is a very good opportunity. Like, you will have to work hard definitely on this, but the results are going to be very fruitful. So I personally feel you should participate. And the another point is the personal development. As I told you all, that you're going to gain a lot of knowledge. You will be learning a lot, a complete experience of working on real world problems. The ability of critical thinking will be somewhat developed in you. I will also like to share one story about, like, when I was in my graduation days and I had participated a coding competition in MCA department at FAMT, and a lot of students had participated at that time. Some were from Kudal, from Nirman, and we were also there from Gokte. So we were given some kind of 6 coding questions to be solved in 2.5 hours. And you guys won't believe, but there was not even a single student who was able to solve even at least one problem statement. Even one coding question was not solved in 2.5 hours. So basically, what happens when you take part in such kind of programs is that you get to know where you stand. Like, we think we know a lot of things, but then when you participate, and when there is a time, like the hour of truth, you get to know where your skills stand. So it is a very good opportunity for you to make good use of your skills, to showcase your skills. And if your skills are not well polished, definitely you will get to know during this hackathon, and you will gain a lot of knowledge. So that's from my end. Any questions, if you guys have, you can drop that into the chat box, or you can simply unmute yourself and ask them first. Thank you. Any question?
The team members should be from one class or
No, it is
No,
not
not from one
necessary.
class. Continue.
Yeah, it is not necessary that your team members should be from one class or from one particular branch. Your team can have a mix of every branch mechanic. If any year it is okay. The only rule is that the members should be from the same college. That's it. Yeah,
okay,
if
thank you.
anybody have any queries, you can ask it. If it is not possible for you to ask it here, you may just contact me or Fatima. We both are available for you. Any query, any silly question, let it be any doubt related to the hackathon, you can contact both of us. Contact numbers are already shared with you guys. You can come up, you can reach us out and ask your doubts related to hackathon. If there are any still questions you would like to ask now itself, feel free to ask. We are ready to answer your every question.
How and where can we get to know about the whole process?
In couple of days, basically, we are going to share all the guidelines related to the internal hackathon. And once you have been through it, then the further details will be also shared to you, the related to the Smart India hackathon.
Madam, please resend the link.
Pardon?
He's asking to
He,
resend the link.
Yes, Prathamesh, please repeat your query.
uh, ma'am, which programming languages we can use?
See, this particularly depends upon the problem statement you will be working on. Like if you're going to, if there is a problem statement to wake up website, you have to know that kind of languages. If it is app building, then you have to know a language is required for that. It is not always, it is not required that you should know that high level of programming skills or you have to be an extreme level of coder or etc. Just take part in such kind of hackathon. You will gain knowledge. You will know what kind of other languages are there you can work on. You can find your interests, etc. So that will be depending upon the problem statement. What kind of problem statements you will be facing, it is given in the Smart India Hackathon link, which is given to you in the chat box. You can check it. You can have a look at the various problem statements given there.
Okay, thanks, ma'am.
Firstly, I would like to add over here. First, you guys only focus on the internal hackathon and get yourself registered, and the further details will be shared with you in the due course of time. Just make sure you are going to work on problem statements as well. Like you are going to receive guidance definitely. Currently, just focus on internal hackathon, and then even further, you are going to have mentoring sessions. Even if you go for Smart India hackathon, you are going to have mentoring sessions. So don't stress about the language and all. You can do that later on. And it is not only related to software; it is also related to hardware. So you can also think about that.
Yes, exactly. So at least first, participate in this internal hackathon, which is organized by our college. You'll get all the knowledge. Later on, you're going to have some brainstorming sessions, some mentoring sessions, how to deal with these kinds of hackathon. So at least register yourself for this hackathon, and then you'll get the knowledge automatically.
Okay, thanks, ma'am.
Yes. Any other questions? Feel free to ask. It's you and me and Fatima. We are ready to answer any silly questions that are coming up to your mind, any doubts related to the hackathon. or you can just put your questions in the chat box. Yes, Fatima, will you please stop sharing your screen? We'll just show them the website of Smart India Hackathon. Will they just get an idea about it?
Do you want me to show the site or?
No, no, sir is going to present the screen.
Hello, ma'am, I'm audible.
Yes, Priya, you are audible.
Yes,
Ma'am, actually, I want to ask, like you told us, the disconnect is real life problems we have to solve here. So, can you please tell me what kind of real life problem, like,
See, I'm
see,
going to show
you
you a site website. Okay, Fatima, you may continue. Continue.
So if you see the site, even sir is sharing it currently. So there are actually some problem statements that have been listed. So basically, what is the Smart India Hackathon? There are some real life problems that are taken to this hackathon, like that will be submitted by some individual or some organization. Whatever problem they face and they wanted to get it solved, they basically list it on this site, and then you as a student or even the startups get opportunity into this to solve those problem statements. So some example of this you can definitely get on the site. Sir will explore it now.
See, Priya, as you were asking the questions of what are the real life problem statements, you can just see here the problem statement tracing IP address behind VPN and proxy service. Okay, and you can see the submitted ideas count also. Five teams have been submitted their idea. What is the organization who has put forth this idea? That is Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment Composite Regional Center, Department of Empowerment and Person with Disabilities. So this is the organization who is going to put their problem statement. That tracing IP address behind VPN and proxy service is the problem statement. Number of people who have submitted their ideas or solutions on it is five. Or number of teams I can see. Later on, scroll down. So I just scroll down the screen. You can also see here some more problem statements. Just a minute. Yeah. Okay. See, as you can see there, again there is a problem statement of fault tracing of critical targets could be combined with event, how to avoid median accidents, invisible center, solution to take air quality inside the cabin and improve it. So these are the smart manufacturing. These are the problem statements which have been introduced there. We have and a number of teams who have submitted their ideas upon it. But this is a national level hackathon. That's what I and Fatima are trying to see. This is the Smart India hackathon. The problem statements are coming all over from India. But basic stone to reach to Smart India hackathon is an internal hackathon. So initially you have to participate in an internal hackathon. You will get an idea there of what kind of problem statement will be there. You'll get an idea of how to work on different aspects of that problem statement, and then further there will be mentoring sessions to how to face these kinds of national level of problem statements, and then you're going to go to the further level. But the first initiative what you have to take is to register yourself for the internal hackathon. You have to gain the knowledge of what is an actual hackathon looks like, and then later on you are going to go to the national level. So these problem statements which you are looking on the screen are I can say are very real life, or you have to give a very realistic solution to it. But before that, attend an internal hackathon. I guess I assure you that you are going to get each and every single piece of knowledge you want to deal with such kinds of hackathons.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Also, we'll be sharing with you this link of Smart India Hackathon UK 2020. You can go through this link, you can have a look at the problem statements, how people have presented their solution, what kind of out of box thinking they have done, what kind of ideas they have came out. You can just have a look, you can just browse this overall Smart India Hackathon website. We'll share it with you in the chat box. Also, we have shared the registration link for the internal hackathon, which is going to be arranged by the college. You have to register yourself initially there. Right now, submit your ideas, or if there are no ideas, at least register yourself first, and then you can think about ideas or how to come up. Okay, Prathamesh, the last day to register is 13 March up to morning 11 a.m. That is the, you can say, deadline of your registration. That is 13 March, I repeat, 13 March, 11 a.m. up to 11 a.m. And 15 teams from our college will be selected to further go for the national level hackathon. So I guess register as soon as possible. Okay, now sir is going to present the registration form. You just have a look at that. The email, mobile number and other details, the problem statements, statement number, categories, hardware or software, solution to that particular problem statement or idea, and you have to upload a PPT, a 5 minutes PPT, or you can say max to max 2 to 3 slides of PPT.
Whatever number of slides.
Whatever number. 5 minutes for the internal hackathon. Once you are getting registered, and like once you have done the registration, you are going to form a group, WhatsApp group, and there all the details of this internal hackathon, what you are going to do, what you need to present, etc., will be shared in that WhatsApp group. Let's see if we can have a meeting of the peer registered students. We can explain them all the necessary requirements. So at least register yourself so that we can form a group. We can share the details to you there. So as you can see on the screen, this is the PPT format which you need to submit for the internal hackathon. The idea and approaches, team members, details, your stream, your class, etc. Important guidelines you need to follow. Yeah, so that's yeah. Problem statement title, team leader, institute code. Yeah, institute code will be provided by our side, so no worries about it. Yes, hello. Yes. Just yeah, till that, if anybody have any questions related to it, you may unmute yourself and ask, or you can put it in the chat box. Queries related to the registrations process, query related to the hackathon or the internal hackathon which is going to be organized, etc.
So we have to choose the problem statement from Smart India Hackathon, right?
Yes, yes, exactly. So have to choose from there. You have to come up with your idea on that particular problem statement.
Okay, got it.
Yes, and I will, it is a really good thing to share with you that before 3 years, mechanical team from our college have reached to this final level, or you can say national level. They have to present their knowledge there. So it is not a tough job, or don't get yourself under so much of pressure. You can work. It is a mini project. As you all know, we are working on a mini project. We have given we work on it simple, similar to that. Yeah. Any other queries? Okay. Yeah. Once again, share the registration in the chat box. Register yourself as soon as possible because the deadline is 30 March to 11 a.m. One small announcement. Once you have been registered for the interview, and let me tell you that this is IELTS, you have to give your IELTS in the hackathon. This is very
Your voice is
important
breaking.
actually. It is okay. Just a minute, fix it up. Yeah, hello. Is it okay now?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. What I was saying that to submit your ideas to the as college is going to submit your ideas to the national level. If on a particular if you're working on a particular problem statements, you have to come up with a solution. So your solutions will be submitted to the national level. So the deadline of that national level is 31st March. So basically, the internal hackathon which is being arranged is an process is an program for giving up your ideas. So this, you have to do it up to 30 March, 11 a.m. You'll have 11 a.m. is the registration deadline, and 30 March in the evening or on the 31st March we'll just have that idealization program where you can come up with your ideas and team members. Sir will guide you through the overall process. Have a look on your ideas, etc. Okay, so if there are any any queries related to the instructions related to Hackathon and we will share contact number there. You can directly reach me out and ask your queries. Fatima, you would please share your contact details also in so that if they have any doubts, they can reach out.
Yeah, actually they are shared on posters. So should I drop in chat box as well?
Yeah, just drop it here in the chat box so that we can get it. Yeah, we will share our numbers of them. If you have any doubts, you can just you can message us and ask your doubt. It's been posted in the chat box. Register yourself, and if there are any doubts, any queries, you can ask. Like, feel free to ask your queries. Okay, if there are no any doubts, let's just hand over it to Alina Khalid for the vote of thanks of the program. Yes, Alina, you may go for it.
A sincere thanks to Principal Sir for giving us an opportunity for organizing this meeting. I would like to thank all of you for attending the event on Smart FMT Hackathon. I would also like to mention the student coordinators, Suhana Shaikh and Fatima Mullah, for organizing this event. Thank you.
Yeah, the program has ended. You may leave the meeting.
Thank you so much, ma'am.